Hey, it's been a minute. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I just want y'all to stop for a moment. Pause. You don't gotta bring in your problems, your ideas, your worries. Right now, I want us just to be present. Maybe you forgot, but all of life happens right here, right now. You're here, you're living it. And it's easy to put our thoughts and our energy into a potential future or everything that happened in the past. But the truth is, all that thinking happens now. So when you come back to this realization, when you realize, whoa, we're just here, things become more simple, more fluid, and a lot more lighter. And it's funny because that doesn't mean like you can't be afraid. You can't not think about the future or the past. Of course, you can slip into this. But what I notice when I'm very present is I notice that fear is not real. Not in the sense that you can't feel anxiety or the physical effects of fear, the trembling in the body, the heaviness. Of course you can feel this. But what I'm saying is your actual fears, they're not real. Think about all the things that you've ever been worried or afraid of. How many of them actually happened? Probably not most of them, right? Most of the things that you were worried about did not happen. So do you understand how people can just stress themselves out and put themselves in this state of panic, state of worry over things that are not real? When we come back to now, when we come back to here and being present, you realize like these thoughts, these worries are distortions of reality. They're distorted perspectives. It's not the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is I am here and now, whatever that even means. You know, it's funny too, as I sit here, I think I've been realizing like maybe I've been hard on myself. Maybe we all have been hard on ourselves. Like we gotta allow ourselves to be able to have fun. Like we are human beings. We are worthy of love. We are worthy of being able to enjoy our lives. We're worthy of being able to enjoy our lives. Why would we not be why would we not be worthy? Of course we are worthy of that. And I think for me, I've been like kind of open myself up to that and being able to not be so vulnerable or not being so worried about being vulnerable, you know, not always having my guard up. And I think like, especially if you've come from a background where like it was unstable, like, you know, it's easy to learn to always have your guard up and always be looking out for someone trying to harm you or this thing to happen or that thing to happen. And so being vulnerable is kind of a scary thing, right? And I think for me, like, there's a lot of emotions that come with that. But I feel like just being present with it and being okay with it is a beautiful thing. Being able to see your emotions and not necessarily be attached to the fact that they're there. That is to say, like, not grasping onto one particular emotion and not denying another emotion, you know, just allowing whatever may happen to arise, because eventually too, it shall disappear. And you know, I have like these vivid memories of being in like these really hyper present states of awareness and like just bawling my eyes out. And the thing is, like, if you're really like attached to that emotion, you know, if you're really sad and you let that kind of become you, Like, you're in that sadness, right? But if you're in this like state of awareness where you're just kind of watching, observing, like, that crying and all that emotion is still happening, but it doesn't affect you, it doesn't shake you. It's really interesting. Like, I was literally watching myself, like, crying, trembling, like, hard tears, like, traumatic tears. And I didn't necessarily feel sad, but I knew I was, right? And I think, like, maybe that was just sadness or trauma that was stored in the body. But I knew it had to happen. And that's the thing. Like, in this state of awareness, you can kind of realize some things just need to happen. Sometimes we just need to cry. Sometimes, things gotta be a certain way. And that's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. And like, the truth is, when you just come into that acceptance of being like, okay, like, I'm not resisting anything, I'm not chasing anything, I'm just here, I am. Things naturally find you that are supposed to. Like, you are the flow. You're in that nature, your natural state, the natural state of the universe, of God, of whatever you may want to call it. You find yourself in that. And so everything moves as it shall and as it should accordingly. And I find myself, when I'm in these states of awareness, just hyper presence, I find gratitude is an emotion that comes up often. And then the emotion that follows that is often gratitude for being grateful. Being grateful for the feeling of gratitude. Essentially, gratitude stacking up on itself. And I think the reason why there's gratitude for being grateful is because we know what it's like to not be that. We know what it's like to be sad. We know despair. So when we feel that gratitude, it's so much more beautiful. It's like a beacon of light for us. Reminding us, like, yeah, things are okay. Things are okay. And I think we have so many things to be grateful for. And it's easy to say, like, it can be easy to look at me and say, oh yeah, sure, you have a lot of great things, but look at my life, blah, blah, blah. Like, no matter what your situation is, there's always millions of things to be grateful for. And that's just the truth. And so you can choose to be negative, you can choose to be positive. We have that choice. And it's funny, I was talking about, like, not rejecting one thing and not accepting another thing. And I think I noticed something that kind of has been taking me out of the present. And that was thinking. Like, if it was a thought I liked, I could just let it be, let it appear and disappear. But I think when it was a thought I didn't like, I was almost fighting with it, essentially attaching myself to it in a weird way. Like, I held on to it, not because, I don't know, it was like I didn't want to think it, but by holding on to it, like, we kind of, like, we hold on to it, we keep it with us, right? Like, we have to let it go. And it's strange. It's very, very strange how that works, right? I suppose that's kind of a rule of opposites, is it not? But yeah, it's like, I suppose now I'm more okay with a thought passing by, and it's a thought I don't believe, and I know that, and just being okay with, like, oh yeah, that's not real, whatever, move on. It's okay if that's the thought that's coming up, and just not being driven by thoughts, because I feel like that is kind of the way of the mind to kind of keep itself alive. Maybe it's that the brain or the mind thinks that its thoughts aren't being paid attention to, it will die. Sort of like how we talk about ego death. It's an illusion, but something feels like it's dying because it's not being fed with attention. For some reason, I felt like subtly profound. But yeah, man, like, this is the type of thing that happens when you find yourself in presence. Like, you just understand stuff. You know what I'm saying? You start understanding stuff. Not that you don't understand things, but it's just more about connecting to that understanding. And that's an intuitive thing to be able to be like, oh yeah, I just know things. Not gonna question why I know it, but I know it. And yeah, I think going back to that like point of being hard on ourselves, like I just realized like there's no reason to be so difficult. Like, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of enjoying my life. And it's okay if I do or do not have the answers, because really I do. I know it. Um, it's just the mind, you know? A lot of people are caught up in the mind thinking that's what they are. So if your mind tells you you don't know something, but you do actually know it, like, what are you going to believe? You know? Because we have a choice. And so I think that's a beautiful thing about meditation. And that's the reason why I kind of like have wanted to and have been teaching meditation, is because it's like kind of beautiful just to be able to see the difference between what is ego, what is mind, and you know, just observing life and reality in a different perspective. It's beautiful, for real. So yeah, I hope y'all like are able to actually love yourselves today. I hope that you found some resonance in this video, and you know, maybe you gained some insight. If you did, I'd love to hear your insights, your comments down below. I love hearing from you. And you know, it's beautiful because like I'm here and I'm able to share my perspective and things I've learned. But when y'all bounce that back to me and I can read how y'all think and how y'all feel, and any observations y'all have made, I think that makes the process even more beautiful for me, knowing that, hey, there's other people out here who are really just present with life, and who have made a variety of understandings. So yeah, treat yourself today, you know? Allow yourself to enjoy life a little bit today. You understand? You deserve it. You deserve it. But yeah, I appreciate you. I love you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll catch you later.